Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, I believe it's February 3rd, 2025, and it's currently 29 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so things have really warmed up. We've been through one hell of a cold spell here, and it's going to get up to 40 degrees Fahrenheit today, which is awesome. And so it's been brutally cold recently. The last video I did, I sheared a pin right at the end of it, and I was going to go ahead and finish doing some snow blowing, but I didn't. Put the equipment away and got ready for the cold spell, and just hunkered down and been in the office. And truth is, I'm so tired of being in the office. I just need to be outside. And it is very cold right now, 29 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's going to get up to 40, as I said, is what the forecast is. And since we didn't get too much, and I've got to do a few things. One of the things I've got to do, I've got to get some firewood. We really went through a lot of firewood in January, and so I've got to do that. And I think the last video I made, it rained, and boy, everything froze like a skating rink around here. So that hasn't been pleasant. And so I thought what I'd do, since it's going to get up to 40, and we do have a good solid base up the driveway now with the frozen temperatures, but one of the things I want to do is get this small amount of snow. There's only a few inches of snow. We probably only got about 4 inches over the last couple of days. But, you know, it's compacted down, pretty dense snow. But I'm going to have to clean some of that snow out of here now. Try not to run into my electrical supplies here. Let's see, Thea's heading up the driveway now to go to the post office and a couple of errands to do. This is going to be one of her days to be away from the house all day long today. And so I thought I'd come out and move some of this snow. I'll probably be able to move pretty quickly. We'll see how well things go. But I really want to get things set so I can go out and get some more IBC totes of the cages for bringing the firewood up here to the garage. And we'll see how that goes, because I'm not gonna. I've got one in the sugar shack left, but I've got a snow blow out in the area where I've got the baskets stored away down by pond 7. So I got to clear that area, which I haven't snow blowed, so it's a few feet of compacted snow, so that I'll be able to get in there with the green machine. So we'll see how things work out here today. I'm just tired of the freezing cold, to tell you the truth. And I've been a bit of a cold here, which is no fun. And I'm about done with this cold. Meaning I'm frustrated with having it. A head cold, and some in my chest too. So. So hopefully we won't shear any pins, and we'll get some things done. I did get questions about, geez, another guy has a setup just like this, and he hardly ever shears any pins. Sort of wondering what the heck I'm doing here and all. And the reason we shear the pins here is because, one, this property is all bony gravel. It's there's no real nice spots, and I snowblow on lawn areas. So right now I'm snowblowing on a lawn area right in here. Now this isn't too bad because this is a higher spot and pretty darn solid. But down behind me here is a very lower spot in soft grass, soft lawn, thick topsoil, and therefore that's real easy to just go ahead and sink right in when the ground isn't frozen. And every time the front wheels start to sink down, of course, that as a fulcrum, the front of the tractor, the blower, digs down into the ground. And so it's just unfortunate. And of course, this is, you know, our property is named after, you know, this being all gravel. Our next door neighbors are gravel mines. All around here there's gravel mines around here. And we just happen to be blessed with some really bony gravel here. Meaning, saying that sarcastically. So it's very common for, you know, there's been times where I've been mowing and I keep hitting a small rock, keep hitting it, go out, take a pickaxe and my wrecking bar, go out and try and do it and say, oh, this is bigger. And nowadays, and I used to just go out with a tractor, try digging it out, wouldn't make it, and I end up with one of the boulders you see around the pond, which are, you know, over 4 feet long, 3 feet high, and all. And so there's lots of big boulders in this property. But you don't know that until it works its way up to the surface. And over the years, with the frost here, you get these rocks that just heave up. Then we have the added feature that I've got the big boy toys, the excavator, the track loader. Both are on tracks. And when you turn a track machine on real gravelly road that isn't finished, all our roadways here, well, you just kick up those rocks. And if you don't get all the rocks up, and that's why you see me, you know, like in the fall, one of the things I do at the end of the fall before the snow comes is I walk every bit of the roadways, make sure that every rock is picked up. So, man, my hands are still cold. Starting to warm up in here a little bit. Anyways, I usually don't shear so many pins, but this year was granddaddy because we had a big rainfall just before a significant amount of snow, which just blankets the area and acts as an insulation blanket, and that ground took forever to freeze. Of course, we always have the windstorms here, and the windstorms bring down all the branches as well. So we'll see what I have time to get done today. One of the ramifications of being inside all winter, I just get weaker and don't have the strength or the endurance that I usually have. It gets worse in the winter months. And I'm really looking forward, the days are getting longer, so that's a blessing. But I really need, but up here where we live, we don't get a lot of sunshine. And I try to take advantage every day that we have any sunshine. but a lot of the times it's bitterly cold when we do have that sunshine. Those rare days when we have the sunshine. So, anyways, it's kind of crazy. Thea and I want to make a couple of videos on the new bed that we got, the latex bed, which has worked out fantastic, and Thea's overjoyed with the transition going from that GE Profile 2-in-1 combo washer and dryer unit, all-in-one, a heat pump technology, and we sent that one to the washer dryer graveyard. And so we got our new Speed Queen washer and dryer, and it's been a blessing. This is really undulates over in here, so I'm going up and going down. It does take, you know, it takes the tractors, heavy equipment, a while to warm up. I mean, this gets to be a beautiful, it can heat you right out of here, the Kubotas can. But it really does take a while for these buggers to warm up. Just like the Avant, that takes a while for it to warm up, but that's got a nice heated seat. And that's a blessing. So looking forward to it. It's going to be overcast today, so that isn't so great, but it'll get up to 40. I'll be able to leave Optimus outside for a while after I snow blow, let a lot of the snow and ice that's built up in there. I clean it as best as I can, but the truth is I don't get it all cleaned out. And so I like on the warmer days leaving it out for a while so it can warm up and melt some of that snow and ice out of there. So we'll see. So the exciting news that we got now is President Trump has started the tariffs. You know, and I just don't know what President Trump actually thinks. You know, he says that, you know, like, one of the nicest words or the best words in the English dictionary is tariffs. And he cites how back in the mid-1800s, United States did very well for a period of time on predominantly tariffs and without there being income taxes. Is that a possibility? That the tariffs would help us out so much that maybe it's a little bit too early for that yet. That it would let us go to no taxes. I find that highly doubtable. But I tend to think that he's potentially using it as a negotiating process. And certainly, if he can stop the illegal immigrants from coming into the States and greatly reduce the amount of illegal or illegal drugs coming into the States, that would be great. So hopefully that will help with that. And certainly, I think if he plays his cards right, I think it's entirely possible that he could get other countries to start bringing their manufacturing into the United States. That would be fantastic. I think that's one of his strategies. Of course, that's going to be a challenge because, you know, the first couple of places that he's put the tariffs on is Canada and Mexico. And I think the Canadian dollar, you know, $1 is equivalent to, I think, $1.45 in the Canada dollar right now. I'm not positive, but it's around that amount. And in Mexico, you know, I didn't look up recently what the median or average salary is for workers in the United States. But in Mexico, it's $16,000 a year. So they certainly can, at those low wages, they certainly can afford to sell products, ship them out of Mexico, and that's why Ford is in Mexico and all. You know, because the cost of manufacturing is so much less than American workers. So certainly makes sense to try and get more of the companies so that we aren't so dependent on foreign countries. So like during COVID, we were pretty much in a bind. But in order to accomplish this, I think we're going to have a rough go for a while. That's if we get into a trade war. You know, a trade war could really be one huge challenging issue. In the short term, there's going to be inflation. Used car prices are going to go up significantly, just like it did during COVID, because we import, you know, so many of the car manufacturers import so many components from different countries. Even Tesla doesn't make all of their parts, so even though Tesla's the most American-made car manufacturer in the world, around the concrete there, they don't make every part of their vehicles. So it's going to affect the price of Tesla's, the most American-made car, just as it's going to affect all cars manufactured in the United States, because there's so many components that, you know, that are manufactured outside of the United States that are imported to help with the manufacturing process of all sorts of things. Canada's always been able to sell lumber at a lower price because Canada, they get their trees from government property, whereas most of the trees that go into the lumber industry in the United States, well, they come from private individuals and corporations. So they demand a higher buck. That's why we import so much of the lumber from Canada. And with the forest fires, both in Canada and in the United States, and it taking time to replenish those trees, I could see that And with the issue with so many of the small lumber mills going out of business in recent years, I see new construction, renovations of all sorts of components necessary for remodeling or building new homes is going to be much more expensive. And as a result, there'll probably be more of a housing shortage because, rest assured, there's a lot of home builders right now rushing to fill their needs for the homes that they've got planned for building this spring, this summer. So they're going to try and get all of those supplies right away, which is really smart. But you know, I think that's going to decrease, it's going to increase a housing shortage. And that's going to raise rent prices and raise home prices. And I hope to God that the interest rates start to come down. That could help offset those increased prices, which are going to happen. You know, heavy equipment prices are going to be going up. Tractors, excavators, all your manufacturing equipment, robots for assembly lines, are all going to be going up. And certainly food prices are going to be going up. So it's going to be cost more at the grocery store. You're going to have to make some changes in your diet. Fruits and vegetables, those prices are going to go up. I love avocados. And I may be going without so much guacamole now. So we'll see how everything works out. But the prices, the cost of living is going to go up. And another thing is that although I completely agree, we've got to stop the inflow of these illegal immigrants and really control and select the immigrants as best as we can, so that we help to fill those needs, because agriculture is very dependent, and right now they're very dependent on agriculture, ranches. So many businesses are so dependent on, you know, the low cost to hiring illegal immigrants, construction. So these are big issues that are going to affect a lot of people. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to work real hard. You know, young Americans don't necessarily want to bust their butts out in the field working for low wages, or work construction, doing roofing at over 100-degree temperature. These are risky businesses, risky occupations. So I understand, but it's going to be a challenge. So, are we going to have a trade war? I hope not. I heard this morning Justin Trudeau is stepping down from Prime Minister of Canada. And one thing about Trump, he may spew a lot of BS at times, but I don't think he's doing that right now. So we shall see. It's going to be... So it's always, you know, like one of the things I do during the winter months is try to figure out, you know, our whole economic plans for the year. And of course, it's always subject to change all throughout the year. But, you know, it's one of those things that gets kind of crazy when these events happen. And I guess the thing I would say is, right up against the hydrant here, don't get too hysterical, too crazy when it comes to doing what you have to do. Taking big drastic moves that can negatively affect your whole future, your retirement. Now we're in retirement, so I'm really careful with my choices of things that I feel I need to do. So we'll see. Gonna have to see how the next couple of weeks really pan out. Are we going to be in a big trade war? You know, I told Thea, stock up on some of the food items. Now we're blessed. We grow all our own fruit. You know, we're growing nuts. We can grow all our own vegetables as well. But during the winter months, Thea will pick up salads, salad mix, that sort of thing. But the better prepared you are, the more self-reliant you are, your chances of surviving and doing well during challenging times are much better. Are much better when you've got a good, clear plan and you've got the resources to help you get through those tough times. So we shall see. I don't know how many people watch this channel are interested in politics at all, and I'm really not that interested in it, but I have to pay close attention to the politics. And watching the Senate confirmation hearings here recently, boy, is that upsetting. Asking questions that don't have a yes or no answer, and acting like a 5-year-old having a temper tantrum when it's just a lot of showboating that I see going on, instead of really thinking about really good questions to be asking. And it's just so political, and I'm saying both sides. I'm just so sick of it. So anyways, that's enough of me whining about that, I guess. So I hope everybody's really thinking long and hard about this coming year. Hopefully a lot of the folks who watch this are more self-sufficient, grow some of their food, or work within community farm markets, that sort of thing, so that your food prices aren't going to go way out of control, but they certainly can. All right. Not doing a great big cleanup this time, just going to work my way around, do what I can do here. So I think it's just going to get up to like 40 degrees today and then get right down into the teens again. So not having too much slush. I really don't want things too smooth, but I'm sort of forced to. I'd rather there just be an inch of snow on top of the last pack that I had, but that isn't going to cut it. So we'll see. I am really looking forward to spring. I am so looking forward to spring. I need to be outside. Oh, Lord. So I'm curious, those of you who watch this channel all the time, how are you guys preparing for changes coming up, knowing that we could have some trade wars going on, and prices are going to go up? How is that going to affect what your plans are for this transition period? I do have to just about half a tank right now fuel, and I probably should fill this up before I put this away today. But who knows? Had my daughter, one of my granddaughters, great-grandson come down this weekend. Really, really nice to see them. I have to pick this up here, go over this branch. So nice to see them. We really don't go too many places or do too much. I'm not someone who goes places and does too much any time of year. But a day like these cold days we've had recently, if we didn't have cats, I'd be heading to a little bit warmer climate for a while. Just a week.
The frost creeps in, the air turns gray, snow clouds gather, it's on its way. We brace ourselves, the winter's call, but it's not all pretty, not at all. When the ground's still soft, it's a mess we find. Wet snow piles up, and it's grinding time. Living in snow country, it's a rugged scene. Blowers digging deep where the ground's not clean. Wet snow's a battle, and the rocks roll in, shearing off the blower pins again. It's not always magic, it's not always bright, living in snow country through the cold, hard nights. Before the freeze, it's a test of grit. You clear one path, then the blower quits. Shovels scrape where the mud still lies. The fight gets real beneath winter skies. Chains on the tires, grease on my hands, plowing snow while the whole world stands. Living in snow country, it's a rugged scene. Blowers digging deep where the ground's not clean. Wet snow's a battle and the rocks roll in, shearing off the blower pins again. It's not always magic, it's not always bright, living in snow country through the cold hard nights. But when the ground finally freezes tight and the snow falls clean on a moonlit night, there's a beauty to the silence, a peace so near. It's the price we pay for the winters here. Living in snow country, it's a rugged scene. Blowers digging deep where the ground's not clean. Wet snow's a battle and the rocks roll in, shearing off the blower pins again. It's not always magic, it's not always bright, living in snow country through the cold hard nights. We curse the thaw, we embrace the freeze. It's a life of work, no guarantees, but through the struggle we learn to know the beauty and the beast of the winter snow. As we get older, life's got a different view. Material things don't matter like they used to do. But I'm a big boy and I love my toys. They're more than just gadgets, they're my pride and joy. People see me with my machines, they think it's all play. But these big boy toys help me shape each day. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his mind. Optimus Maximus blowing snow from morning till night. Mini-me fits anywhere, versatile and strong. Green machine handles logs, makes work a sweet song. Creating paradise with every turn of the wheel. Without these tools, the aches and pains I'd feel. They're expensive to keep, and maintenance is key. But these big boy toys, they set my spirit free. People might laugh, call them just toys, but they don't see the work, the sweat and the joys. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his might. Optimus Maximus blowing snow from morning till night. Mini-me fits anywhere, versatile and strong. Green machine handles logs, makes work a sweet song. Farmer, builder, designer, creator, each machine a friend, a motivator. With Elon digging deep and the Hulk moving strong, Optimus blowing snow where dreams belong. Mini-me's got the power, fits just about anywhere. Green machine with attachments, makes work a joy to share. They're more than just toys, they make what we do possible and wonderful with each day anew. People might not get it, see them as toys, but they're the backbone of my work, my pride and my joys. Elon the excavator, the Hulk with his might. Optimus Maximus blowing snow from morning till night. Mini-me fits anywhere, versatile and strong. Green machine handles logs, makes work a sweet song. So here's to the big boy toys, my mechanical friends. With them by my side, the work never ends.